隊隊長および技術開発局2代目局長黒土真由美。
忍び刀七人衆の一人、押垣久め、以後もみじ。
What's going on, traders? Welcome back to another live stream. If you are new, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Happy Monday. September 22nd. Before we jump onto these charts, as always, make sure you read what's on the screen. Trading is risky. Most traders do lose money. I'm not a financial advisor. I do not provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Make sure you do your own research, make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like Top 1 Futures, code RDF, Bookmap, and others. Let's hop on these charts. What's going on? Good morning, chat. Good morning. How are you guys doing this morning? How are we feeling coming into the end of September here? Wolf, what's up? Purple Ninja, what's up? Markel, good morning, good morning. Hope you all have a wonderful week of trading. Yo, what's going on? No News Monday. Don't go crazy. Dwayne, what's up? Lee, what's up? Brian, what's going on? Jess, Jay, Alan, what's happening? What's going on, my people? Good to see you guys. Good to be with you here. We got another full week of live trading here with you guys on YouTube, Kick, and X. Happy to be here. Happy to be here. Finished off last week. Back in action today. A little bit tired. Had quite a bit of traveling over the weekend. Got to go home for one of my goddaughter's birthdays. Nothing like going to a 2-year-old birthday. A Bluey-themed birthday. It was awesome. It's great to be around family. All right. Let's take a look at these charts, man. Talk about that trade from Friday, man. Oh, it's so incredibly painful when you have a trade that, you know, for example, misses your take profit by a tick and then comes all the way back down and stops you out or something. But oh, is it so sweet when the market trades within one tick, no over-exaggeration, trades down to the tick of your stop loss, your whole live stream chat, and everybody is telling you close it out. Why are you still holding this one? You hang on to it, you trust your stop, and it comes all the way back. My only regret on that one, and it closed it out for a profit. My only regret on that one is that I was traveling and I was done calling it a half day. And if I had just never closed it, it would have ran all the way, continued to go another 20 points in profit. But we can take a look at that from Friday. It was pretty fun. I got to share some of that with you guys even after I hopped off the live stream. But it was nice. All green Friday across multiple accounts. Pretty sweet. So taking a look at ES here on the daily chart. This is the same straight to funded Sim Pro 150K 7-pack. This painfully break-even prop firm 7-pack account that I've been trading with you guys back and forth. Like I said, I'm going to keep trading with you. I'm going to try to do what I do, run these bad boys into profit, but I'll probably start making some videos on these, man, because it's just part of the journey, part of what's going on. I'm happy to show you what real trading looks like for me. It's not always straight green days. It's not always straight losses and blowouts, right? Losing accounts. Sometimes it's just back and forth, man. Driving me crazy. But anyway, taking a look at the ES chart. Very bullish, guys. Very bullish. We have maintained this bullish structure all the way through last week, ending at, near the highs, putting the high in on Friday. Again, on ES, we put a new high in on Dow, which hadn't been put in before. I saw a lot of news, sites reporting that. This thing has just continued to push to the upside. Now, a couple notes on what I'm seeing on the chart, right? Because I like to maintain a lot of a technical focus, right? And build some context. So context number one, we can talk a little bit more about context. I think that's a good term to describe, how I kind of approach the markets, which is very similar every day, but I apply some discretion, and some of that has to do with the overall higher time frame context. The overall higher time frame context is we're in a strong bullish trend to the upside at all-time highs, continuing to push highs, right? When we break out, we continue to push to the upside. There isn't these massive pullbacks. There's really just, this drift maybe lower and then, continual drive higher. It could be a reason to approach the market in a number of different ways, have that understanding of what's going on, but we're still seeing that, right? If I drill down a little bit, even more nuanced, right? What am I starting to see up here? Well, we're not making insane highs. We're really on this kind of consecutive slow grind higher. If we do put a red bearish bar in, They're pretty small. They're dojis. Maybe they sweep the high, come right back down. We did have one long wick to the downside right here and then push back up. Not insanely big bullish bars that we're seeing, but just this continual back and forth driving higher. Kind of the slow grind higher that we talk about, which is a little bit of a slang term way to describe price action and market structure. Now here specifically, today opening up with a bearish bar. We did not break above prior day high. We're kind of in the middle of yesterday on Friday's range, almost dead set. But right now down around VWAP, putting in somewhat of a bearish bar to start, but nothing too crazy. It is a no news. Now talking about the market cycle, we got past FOMC, right? And we didn't blast off higher, but we did continue doing what we were doing, right? We didn't just reverse. There wasn't an insane, bearish bias, and all of a sudden we've been selling off, into the close on Friday. We got through FOMC. We got a pretty light news week here. Let me pull up forexfactory.com for you guys. It is a no news Monday, which is it is exactly what it sounds like, but it's also kind of a slang way to talk about not having news on a Monday. No news Mondays tend to be choppy, slow, consolidating, right? This is some context that I bring from the fundamentals. I don't consider myself a fundamental trader at all. I'm pretty much just raw technical pattern recognition style of trading, right? What I do for fundamental analysis pretty much is take a look at this chart, take a look at forexfactory.com. You could use, I think Financial Juice is probably a better site, honestly, if you haven't been trained on one thing. Market Watch, there's like a million other ones, financial news sites. You could use the built-in financial news information in Project X if you want. But we have no news today. 12 p.m., they have a medium impact FOMC speaker. Coming into the latter part of this week, we really don't have a heavy news week. We do have Jay Powell speaking. This is Jay Powell, right? Yeah. We got Jay Powell speaking on Tuesday at 12:35. We have a lot of FOMC speakers, like a lot of them. Any one of these guys, for example, that's marked as a low impact could start sending the market if they really come out and say something wild. Maybe they answer a question or, whatever it is. But for the most part, I'm not really looking at anything too crazy. I think the highest impact, something I'd have my eyes on the most would be unemployment claims for, Thursday, 8:30 a.m. But overall, nothing too wild this week, even into next week till we get all the way to October. Well, not all the way, but not too far off of that, 10 days away for this NFP, right? Probably be the biggest hit. So I don't know. I'm not expecting any insane, catalysts as far as the scheduled news events, right? A million other things could happen, right? We had Trump talking about the whole visa situation, $100,000. We had that news, and then it kind of not really impacting the markets too much. Kind of got rolled back a little bit, or it dropped and everything sounded crazy, and then immediately of kind of how those comments go. Oh well. We don't know exactly how that's going to pan out. And anyway, nothing too crazy on the news schedule. So overall, looking at this very, very strong to the upside. As we start to drop down, taking a look at the 15-minute, right? We can see what we did on Friday, what we did into this overnight session here. Pull back on Friday, off the open, survived this bad boy by the skin of my teeth, closed out for a W, but we continue to push the high all the way into the close here, or almost all the way into the close here. Overnight session, no crazy reaction, a little bit of a gap down here. We didn't quite fill that. Oh yeah, we did. I'm sorry. That's the open right there with that long wick. So no crazy gap down. A little bit choppy session. Looks like through London we started to push to the downside, and then off the open we are right back up here, starting to kind of claw back this red candle that's forming on the daily. Back above VWAP, sitting here, pretty balanced. I'm not expecting anything too crazy out of this market. I'm confident trading, a no news Monday. I'm happy to trade it overall, right? I probably got to come up with a different term, but gun to my head. Do I think we typically have a crazy breakout trend day, insane movement where we put a huge percent change in on a no news Monday after a FOMC latter part of the week? No, I don't, Does that mean I only trade ranges? I do something completely different? No. But I utilize that in my understanding, right, of the market where we are within that fundamental news cycle, where we are from a technical perspective, and that influences my discretion, and the how aggressive, how conservative, how risk on or off I'm going to be for that day, ever so slightly, right? But I think that adds in. I think that adds into an edge, right? Every day is not the same, right? An NFP Friday is not the same as a no news Monday, right? If we're pushing all-time highs day after day after day in a strong bullish uptrend, it's not the same as a market where we've been consolidating for months, right? So if you take some of this, context, some of this, technical and maybe a little bit from the news cycle into your, the forefront of your thought for the day, it can be helpful. I'm not a 100% systematic, objective, rules-based trader at all. I utilize my discretion that comes from experience, and that's where I find a lot of the improvement comes from, right? A lot of the ability to execute, to try to filter trades that look like trash or that look really good, to put risk on when it makes sense to me, not to avoid all the losses, not to end up with really anything better than a modest win rate and a modest risk to reward. So push back up into the open, 9:45 a.m. here, broken retested VWAP. I'm sure we're going to get quite a bit of people getting long off of this. Pretty flat on Bookmap, on CVD, nothing too crazy. So I'm going to wait for this to open up. Again, I've been somewhat conservative last week because it was just a wild week. This week, going to approach it similarly. But again, no news Monday. I'm here. I'm going to trade. I'm going to wait for my setup to come. But again, it's about expectations as well. Is it going to be some crazy big volatile movement? Maybe. I don't know. We might get, comments on that. Is it H-1B visa or HB-1? I don't even know what the name of it is. H-1B visas. I want to make sure I got it right. Might get comments on that, right? We might get, more information out of the U.S. administration on that. That could send the markets pretty wildly, right? A lot of tech companies rely on that stuff, and, that could be perceived as positive or negative based on comments that continue to come out, information that continues to come out. Honestly, that's what I would expect if we saw like some crazy movement today, or especially early on. I'd expect it would be more information coming out about that, more commentary, or just an update. Let's see. Yeah, again, I'm assuming some people are going to get long for this simple break and retest to the upside, out of this area of high volume, out of, not really an area of high volume, but yesterday's volume point of control tested, Friday's rather tested, didn't sweep overnight low at all, started to just push off from down here before the open. Back above VWAP, maybe we come back up here, check out overnight high. I think that would be very reasonable. Not a terrible trade, but not my setup. Not something that I'd want to put risk on here off the open. Yeah, pretty calm open. Measuring out, using my measuring tool, taking a look at the point tick movement for the open so far. Pretty calm open, pretty low volatility. Let's see. So you guys are chatting it up. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome to the show. Happy to have you here. Morning, David from Kick. What's going on, guys? Morning, Rhombus. What's happening, Andrew? What's going on, Scott? What's going on, Colt? What's going on? See if the thing starts to push to the upside. It's even a little bit early for me to start framing out trade ideas. I'd have to see what happens if we start to push to the upside on this one. That was a late alert coming in from me on TradingView. Yeah, I had a couple trades. I commented on that in the Discord. Had a couple trades on YM. Damn, that was spot on for the live account too, but just didn't get that one set. Had a couple trades on YM get triggered in long. So I'm long YM in a couple accounts. Simple, pull back down. We'll see if we go get a retest in Dow for a little W on those. But first, looking at ES Bookmap over here. Let's take a little look-see. Let's take a little look-see here. See what we got going on Bookmap. This is my favorite order flow tool. The crazy color Predator heat map chart. Predator like the movie, the Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. Somebody said that one time and it stuck with me. It's funny. You know, if we continue to push to the upside, there's not a ton. Yeah, I mean, there's not nothing up there. 67.40s, 67.30s. It looks like 27 and a quarters, 27 and a half, 27 and 3/4 up there. Overnight high is what? 20s, 21. Yeah, overnight high is 67.21. So maybe we kind of come up through where we've got a couple stacks of 100 lot on the book, or at least 100 orders, 100 lots on the book, not individual market participants. If we don't want to try to figure that out, which we can from Bookmap. Maybe we crack to the upside through these 15s. We crack the 20s, and I look for a short. I look for this start to become a rangy, choppy, consolidating day. That'd be a mean reversion play back towards VWAP. I'm okay looking for something like that. It's not my favorite. I've been liking to hit the buy button more than the sell button in these markets. I talked a lot about that. Pretty obvious. If you saw how I started the session, we look at the daily chart. Which way are we going? Up almost every damn day. Be cautious hitting the the sell button, even in intraday trades. You know, I hold on to my stuff for a while, looking for the larger moves, and if we don't turn into a bearish sell-off, which we really haven't been getting, oftentimes it's difficult for me to capitalize on it. So here we come to trade out the 67.15s. Yeah, I could see a potential trade on a sweep of overnight high today. I think that's going to be my first setup. We pushed 10 points higher right here. I'm going to look for a short. Look for a short to hang on to it. Maybe we drift higher. Maybe we drift up here, go trade the 30s. I run a pretty wide stop here in ES. I would run it wide today, but I'd run it back down towards, a area of high volume, maybe VWAP. But that break and retest of VWAP playing out so far. To the downside, near that 6,700 level, nice round psychological number. I love paying attention to that as well. I think they constantly come into play for whatever reason you want to make up or create. Down below that, 66.97 and a halves. We have some liquidity on the book, and it's not terribly thin as we come lower, but I don't know that we anticipate a huge down day today. I would say, potentially just choppy. CVD is looking strong, although not incredibly strong down here. Cumulative volume delta, the difference between buy and sell volume, is really the only other tool that I look at from Bookmap. Actually becoming the main tool that I look at. It's just a volume tool. Really simple volume delta. I don't know that I'd love to get short as that's climbing, coming past the 5,000 green. How would I use this and what would I like to see down here if we were climbing and this was falling? We were at negative 2,000, and as we kind of start to slow, showing negative 2,500, negative 3,000, showing quite a bit of sell volume being traded out up here. That'd be pretty interesting to see, but don't have that yet today. So anyway, I'm going to take a look at the candlestick chart. Could see a potential short back down around VWAP if we go and crack the overnight high level on this chart. I'd go stop loss way outside of this high up here. Prior week high, prior day high. Even if we came up here, swept this by 3-4 points, I would still want to be short. But the thesis would be that we come back down through VWAP and trade lower. Maybe trade back down to the 6,700. Start to form a choppy back and forth day here that we don't just take off right from the open and drift higher. Can we? Sure. Absolutely. That's not what I'm going to trade for today. Not what I'm going to trade for today. It doesn't provide me a good risk structure to put a stop anywhere down in here. So, that's my thesis so far. There you go. YM taking off all the way back up above VWAP. Catching W's in 2 accounts. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I'll talk more about those YM trades if you guys want. The pre-market stuff. They're stupidly simple. Stupidly simple. Damn. Yeah, my only regret so far this morning is not getting the limit order filled in this live account. 46,370. Damn. 160 points off that. Damn. All right, let me focus up. ES, that's what we're looking at here. Looking for a potential short after a sweep of overnight high. Let's see if we can't grab something like that. Let's see. Chatty chat. How we doing, guys? I'm really sleepy looking at this. Wanted to short YM from... didn't take the trade. Blah. Yeah. XOBY, what's up? Wolf, what's up? Hotel Wi-Fi. Guys are... Oh, no. Scott's trying to make it work with hotel Wi-Fi going out. Market really strong. I think it will reject from overnight highs. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Up here, past the 21s. Looking for a potential short up there. Back down to VWAP. You know, I'm not loving taking the short plays in this market overall, but I have to stay somewhat flexible here. And I don't feel that bad because I was able to get long YM and ride that bad boy higher. Man. What an... I almost bottom ticked it on one of these accounts. Wow. I'll throw some comments in the Discord. You guys want to check these out? I almost and one was way higher. I almost got stopped, but I'll go ahead and throw these in the main Discord after the fact. Get some after the fact trades in here. Let's see what we get today here, guys. Started to push higher, got close to that overnight high. Not really there just yet. Yeah, what I'll do, because it's really not during the session that I'm trading, but what I'll do today based on how this plays out. We'll get a live trade on here. And in the Discord, which I'll throw the link in the chat right now, in the Discord, I will do something for you guys, which I do all the time. I talk about my trading. I will give you a chart setup and a breakdown of exactly what I did this morning on YM. Because I had the same thing happen on Friday. Hopped on and I had trades playing out already. And it's only so helpful if I'm not entering live, but I will give you guys full transparency on what they are. I will show you what the entry stop target was, the reasons for the trade, and I'll give you the actual trade data from the account that I took it in, so you can watch where it was executed and confirm it for yourself. But limit order long, I had two separate ones. I thought one was not going to fill, but I was filled on both, and looks like take profit. So we will see. We will see. But I'll break those down for you because simple pre-market stuff. I think that higher time frame, limit order style swing trading can be pretty beneficial, especially for traders that don't have as much time, for example, to trade during the day. Maybe you just want to pull some set it and forget it. Maybe you want to, maybe you just want to trade before you go to work, that type of deal. And I think that style of trading can be nice for people, right? Also helpful, like if you're me and you're managing multiple different accounts, there's only so much intraday trading you could do unless you want to copy trade across all of them. If you're able to, which in this instance, I'm not able to copy trade all of these accounts together by way of the rules. So multiple reasons you might want to do that. Or just to exercise a different edge you have on a different instrument. Yeah, so let's see here, man. This is still looking strong. Buy off of VWAP would have been pretty nice. That's been working all damn year. Or working pretty well. I'm interested if we push above this overnight high level. I don't know that I would jump in right here. We got orders up to like the 25s. I'd wait for a couple point crack above before I look to get in pretty aggressively. Not crazy, but just a little sweep above here. Not going to wait for any crazy turnaround, big market structure, a big break to the downside. I'm going to take it aggressively. I'm going to be fading this movement to the upside if we come up higher. That's my thought process on this one. Don't know if we're going to do that. Maybe we just turn around and we start to chop. We go right back down to VWAP. It turns into just a whole lot of nothing. But that's what I'm eyeballing on this chart here. CVD not looking crazy. Still at 4,500. We're starting to kind of drop off actually as we push higher. So I do like this for a potential reversal up here. All right, here we go. Let's see. Just put a little high in here. Continue to put session highs in. Let's see. Let me know what you think in the chat. Got to see all the familiar names on here today. Yeah, man. Me too. Got a bunch of people hopping on. Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Starting out another week. I was hyped up over the weekend as well, man. I hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. I had a couple different things help with that, but it's just been crazy to see the growth. If I go to my dashboard right now, I have 10,551 subscribers. Wild. 2,300 in the last 28 days. I'm over 7 million views total. Crazy. tens of thousands of hours of watch time in the last 30 days. It's just awesome. I really appreciate you guys all hopping on. It's so awesome to see the community grow. It's epic, and I'm grateful for it. I think expressing gratitude for where you are every step of the way is super important, and I'm super stoked, right? I think, obviously people have tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of followers in my position, but I'm super happy with where I am about a year and a half into sharing my trading journey and trading live with you guys here. So appreciate everybody that hops on, that hits like, that subscribes, that comments in the community, that does anything. Over 2,000 members in a Discord, thousands across other socials. It's sick, man. So I appreciate you guys being here. I posted something over the weekend, and it was the people are speaking. They're tired of the sim farming, all green, no loss, full port, YOLO BS. They want to see what real trading looks like for me, for someone on the come up, the grind, the struggle, the mistakes, the failures, and then the success, right? I think there's a whole lot of other traders out there that you could watch that are better traders than me, right? That they have better results than me. They've been doing it for longer. Of course, there's different styles of trading. I also think there's a whole bunch of BS out there that you could watch that's very entertaining, but I don't think it's relative or provides any value. It really does not translate to anything that anyone else is going to do outside of a very unique situation. And I think that I was really, not worried, but I was wondering how many people would really want to hang out, would get value out of what I do, how I share, how I trade, where I am experience-wise, results-wise, all of these things. And it's what I wanted to see. It's what I wanted to see when I was trading. I didn't care about the guys that were putting up $1 zillion and always right, and they've been trading for 25 years, and they have this immense approach that is just not relatable at all to what I was trying to do. And I think a lot of other traders resonate with what I do on here. So I appreciate you guys. That was a long-winded way of saying I appreciate you guys. Team RDF to the top, baby. All right, let's see, man. Overnight high. Let's see what we get. 67.21 and a quarter. We're looking for overnight highs to be taken out before maybe a little reversal back down around VWAP. I don't know, man. This is pretty strong. I'm going to find myself short here, fading this market. Again, guys, that's what I'm looking for. Here we go, and I'll talk about it as we start to come higher. Let's check it out. That's a quick crack above. Like I said, multiple times, want to give it a couple points. If I wanted to get short at overnight high, I should just have a limit order at 67.21 and a quarter, right? If you want to be short there, put a limit order there, right? I'm waiting for a quick crack above and then some more of this liquidity to fill. Do we turn right from overnight high? Gonna give this thing a second up here, guys. And I'm looking short on it. I'd love to see a little pop back up here. 25s get taken out. Give me a better entry, stupid wide stop loss, and then run this bad boy back down to break to VWAP. Let's see. Oh, pausing right here for now. Yeah, sell order stacking up.
Order filled.
I'm going to get this guy going from right here. Instead of waiting for a crack up and taking it on the push higher, I'm going to take it on the way lower on a little bit of a pause here, just a couple minutes, right off of this overnight high level. That's my play. Short from 67.20, 19. What is it? 67.20 even. Short from 67.20 even. Sorry, I had a couple numbers flashing over here on the right-hand side. Gonna run my stop right up here. 19 3/4 point stop loss. Stupid wide. Well above prior day high, prior week high. If we just continue to blast off here, I'm dead wrong. If we come up to trade through the 30s, and we don't get a rejection off of this level, if we came up this high, I'm dead wrong. If we trade through this level, this is a perfect spot for me for a very wide invalidation point. 8 points above this level, I'm happy with that. We come up here, get a quick crack above by 5 points, maybe come back down towards VWAP. I still would want to be short on that. I would look for this to come trade down below this level. Choppy day, back down towards this area. Temporary volume point of control, VWAP, and then even lower. Wouldn't provide a beautiful risk reward for a move just back down to VWAP, but I like it down to this 6,700 level, and that would be a perfect 1-to-1. So no fixed take profit run on my trades. If you guys know how I trade, I don't like to do that. Just in the case where we started to sell off really aggressively. Really the only spot I like to put a take profit is if I'm stepping away from the charts and I'm in an account with a consistency rule, or there's just a reasonable level to look for a take profit. So that's my play, guys. That's my play. If I look at these other two accounts, I think do we hit a take profit? Yep. Got a take profit hit for $1,000, $993.18. And what do we got going on?
Order filled.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, I'll talk about these YM trades. I will talk about these YM trades in Discord. Try not to get too confusing here. Yeah, the pre-market set it and forget it stuff seems to pay me really well, man. Really well. I think I have a lot of experience doing it, carrying over from Forex, and it's very stress-free. If you don't mess with it, right? If you don't jump back in constantly to jack your trade up, it's pretty sweet. So I'll talk about it. Not something really I can trade live unless I was trading live for 18 hours a day or something. But maybe I start sharing them ahead of time. But at very least, breaking down the reasons why I took them, what happened, all that fun stuff. I missed a beautiful entry for the live account though. I had the alert go off. Ugh. That would have been a nice winner. Another couple grand. All right, let's see what we get up here. Swept overnight high. CVD starting to drop off a little bit, just a little bit. We got some selling pressure here. I'm looking for a little reversion. Come back down through VWAP. Trade down below these lows here from early in the morning. And then maybe get some follow through. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that I would want to let this come all the way up here, and I don't know that I would hold this all the way down. I'm a pretty much set your risk and structure it. Like I said, want to run this one really wide. I do want to be up above this level, and I don't want to be too tight to it. Like 5 points is probably reasonable. 5.5 points is probably reasonable. So I'm just thinking about dragging this stop a little bit tighter. It would help me generate a little bit more positive risk to reward on a trade where I don't know that I would want to let it come all the way against me that far. But in the interest of consistency here, yeah, this is a pretty slow moving market. Sorry guys, I'm just weighing a couple things here, measuring this out. Right, what can I reasonably expect out of this one? Yeah, I'm going to leave it where it is. I'm going to leave it where it is. Going to leave that one where it is. That's going to be the decision being made. You know, somewhere down into here around, I think I'd be really cautious to hold like into the 6700s, right? So, you know, I don't pay attention too much to risk to reward, right? I don't really pay attention to, I need a 1.25 risk to reward every single time, and I set my stop loss at 2 ATRs. I'm pretty consistent with stop loss placement and position sizing in these markets. If it gets really volatile, maybe I'm down to micros. If it gets really, really slow moving, maybe I add another mini on. I'm trading 2 minis instead of 1. But I do eyeball where would I look to potentially start taking profit on something like this, or to take profit because I only have 1 contract on. The 6700s, I'd be hard pressed to hold for a complete push through here. So I do take a look at, well, how much risk do you have on the line, right? Where's your stop loss? And then how much are you looking to potentially gain? I try to avoid pre-planning and intentionally running a very negative risk to reward, right? I don't think it's a good trade opportunity for me personally. What I look for, if I'm only able to grab, for example, 5 points on a trade where I'm risking 20 points. In the long run, that's going to generate me a really positive win rate, but a really low risk to reward. And I don't love that. That's not how I really want to approach the markets. That said, there's going to be times where plenty of times where I grab profit at a 0.5 R, 0.75 R, just based on what's happening on the chart, market generated information. There's going to be plenty of times where I want to hold past that 1 R into the 1.5 plus. I really haven't had a lot of trades run on me. If I go back through in these accounts, have not had a lot of trades run on me. I'm generating, unfortunately, a higher win rate, lower risk to reward. A lot of that was what I did on the front end of these accounts with intraday trailing drawdown. I was really getting comfortable trading aggressively, trailing stop losses very aggressively. But I do take a look and see. But yeah, we can grab some profit on these. There's plenty of room for this thing to come down 20 points, at least in my opinion, 15, 20 points. Trade through VWAP a little bit. Even if we're going to continue higher, take everybody out real quick on a fake out move to the downside, grab profit, and then maybe run all-time highs. If we just blast off from here, I'm out for an L. That's my play. But confident taking that one. Let's see. See what we get, chat. What do you guys think? Let me know. I think ES is going to probably trend today. The question is which direction. Yeah, we'll see. Could be the slow grind to the upside, and I could be fading that. We started to get some rejection here, right? Started to slow down on this push to the upside. We didn't really come down and break lows yet. We didn't start sweeping and breaking 15-minute lows just yet. We'll have to see. You got cojones, man. SL set at -30. Nice. Guys are trading YM. Nice. I think there was a huge reversal in London session already. I think it may just stair step up. Yeah. You could view this as looking at the 15-minute chart over here. We came down, tested, prior day's volume point of control, Thursday's volume point of control, traded through this area, and now we're ready to just grind higher, right? Information's in, and we're ready to push. I like on a day like this, no crazy movement from the London Asian session, nothing insane. Starting a no news Monday week, sweeping an overnight high, and we don't have like something insane on Bookmap screaming at me to not jump in to fade that movement. I like this for a simple, reversion trade back to the mean, right? I'm really only wrong in 1 out of 3 things that can happen today, right? If we trade lower today, right, we start to push the lows, I win. If we chop around, I'm more than likely going to be out for a win, albeit probably a small win. If we push to the upside, we trend higher, I'm wrong, and I'm out for a loss, right? Oftentimes, when I take a continuation style trade, right, like what I took on Friday, I'm wrong on 2 out of 3 of those. I'm wrong if we chop, right? If I'm buying a breakout higher and we come down and chop around, there's a really good risk of me being stopped out for a full loss. If we trade lower, I'm getting stopped out for a full loss. And if we trade higher, I win, right? So I do like, and again, maybe that's just the way that I think about it. That's subjective. That's hard to quantify. But I like finding my way into trades where I feel that even if we start to chop around and we don't really get a good movement in one direction or the other, I've entered at an extreme of the session, the range of the day. I have my stop loss way outside of any price action that's been traded, and I can generate probably a small W even if we chop back and forth. On a no news Monday, I really like that over a breakout continuation aim for a trend day, where if we go in the opposite direction, you're wrong, and if we start to chop, we got a good risk of getting a stop loss hit. So that's just kind of the experience trading for a long period of time. I was a break and retest trade in the direction of the trend on very low time frame trader. I made that work for quite a while in the U.S. indices. But if we started to, I was wrong if we reversed, and I was wrong if we chopped, right? And I like the wider stop loss, enter at the extreme off of a key level, not always fading the entire movement. But if we start to chop back and forth, right, we kind of just do this for the rest of the day, I'm going to have, multiple areas to get out for a W, right? Even if we do something like this, we have one of these super frustrating days. I'm in at the top end of that range, right? I'm dead wrong if we just push higher, right? Here's where I'm wrong. If we do one of these, I'm taking a nice W if we don't, if we sell off, right? If we do catch a nice reversal to the downside. So just another way to think about your trades, right? If you are, again, I'll kind of like frame this. If you're looking long, right? If you took the exact opposite trade of me, you're looking long and you take trades like this. If we push to the upside, we continue breaking out, we continue trending, we move right here and now, you're right. Perfect. Good stuff. If we sell off, you're wrong, right? You're taking your L. But also, if we start to chop back and forth, there's a good chance of being right or wrong. But in my humble opinion, if we start some big chop, tight trades, trading for the breakout are often wrong in the chop, right? You're often taking L's. Trends tend to prevail, right? Price action, market structure continues to just suffer from inertia. So maybe there's, people argue there's a higher probability of the market just to continue doing whatever it's doing right here and now. And if that's moving up, then that's moving up. But risk structure comes into play. So anyway, that's my thought process. That's my thought process for some of these. Yeah, 6,700 is the sweet spot. Yeah, man. Again, and I like this because it's not. I like this for a potential target because it's not even a push down below these lows where we found buyers, and it's not even a push down overnight low. We come down to just close to this, right? We kind of crack through VWAP. We trade to even the 67.0123, right? Before we even get to a low. I like that. But who knows? Maybe we trend higher, right? Maybe we just blast higher. We just continue this all-time high movement, and it's close your eyes, hit buy, and sing the national anthem, right? as somebody else had said, that's not my line. Not my line. Hello, good morning. What's up, Vanguard? Jim Jacks, 18 hours daily. No, no. We're not trading live for 18 hours. Ryan says, I think you should check the short button off your screen. We'll see, Brian. We'll see. We'll see if today's one of those days. I don't feel too bad. And again, this is a bias that really doesn't come into play unless you're trading multiple accounts. I don't feel too bad hitting the short button now because I already won on longs twice on YM. I took two W's on YM. Talked about that I will share what both of those trades were, why, the P&L from them, all that fun stuff in detail in Discord. Again, that's not worth even a fraction of what live trading is, where we're executing it live in real time. It's the only thing that's worth a damn. I think everything else can be edited and just fake fugazi. We see way too much of it. You never really know what's going on unless you can watch the trades play out in real time, the execution, the trade management, what account they're on, right? Are we just full porting 47,000 prop firms and trading them against each other and then showing $1,000 win every day and saying, look at how smart we are? Or are we actually trying to manage risk? But I do feel good taking some W's on some longs today. So I don't know about a continuation on this, but we'll see. We'll see. Pull back below 67.10 or below, respecting that high at the moment. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We're finding sellers here, right? We're finding sellers here. I think a crack above here is likely at this point. We started to put a little double top in here. Like, I'd love to see something like this, like a really aggressive wick up here and then a really aggressive selling pressure right back down. I'd love to see something like that. I'm happy to take a little bit of heat. Clean out liquidity up to these 25s. And then a nice aggressive crack right back down towards VWAP. That'd be looking really good. If we just, even if we come up here, I'm happy with that. But if we just keep doing this crap, I don't love that. That's gonna feel the worst for me. If we just keep creeping higher, low volume, no sellers showing up, it could be a little dicey. That could be a little dicey. So we'll see. We will see. Yeah, NQ looking strong, still pushing the upside. YM was aggressive selling pressure off the open and crack above, tagged like the 570s, 580s, 578, and now a little bit of a move back down towards VWAP again. Interesting. Still alive. Let's go, Scott. Only down $5. Boring price today. Yeah, this is slow moving, guys. Slow moving price action for sure. I would agree with that. Pretty boring price action. Nothing to write home about, right? Nothing to really go crazy about. Let's see. I'd love to see sellers off the 25s. If we swept these 25s and start to find some sellers. CVD strong up here, but still flat, like not a crazy increase even as we push these highs. We'll see. So far, not the rejection off of that overnight high level that I would have liked. Let's see if we catch something off these 25s as we approach them right now. Trading 24 and a quarter. Fixing to find out. Let me know what you guys are looking at. Or if you're just bored. Is this price action just putting you to sleep? You're not taking anything. No news Monday. You're just coming to hang out. I know guys in Discord were getting long. YM. This morning, Brian was running along into the open. Dre missed an entry on NQ. Looks like it was a long entry on NQ. Ooh, Brian had a limit order get missed by the skin of his teeth. Yeah, I see that down there. Let's see. Nice. Brian's still holding long to a value area high on YM. Yeah, I like that. I'm out of both of mine, but I think we can still see a pop all the way back up. If you're trading YM to the 46, let's say 620s to 630s, right? Above some of that price action market structure looking left, and towards that value area high from Friday. What I have marked as value area high from Friday on the 15-minute looks like the let's say 30s to 40s. Dre showing some green in Discord. Nice. Trading a 50K funded account. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Yep, Freezek says sleeping. There you go. Justin Longs, Rhombus Longs. Nice. You guys are running it long. Fade it. Fade me. Are you guys running ES? I know a lot of you trade NQ. I think most people that are hanging out with me trade NQ. Doing laundry. Yeah, that's a good use of time and price action like this. Yeah, again, we could just find that drift higher. It's obviously not what I'm trading for at all. We flip this into a big green bullish bar and just open up this week with a strong move to the upside. Maybe. I still think we could see some chop today. I'm still more than happy to be short. We come up above this level, right? And then we start to do this stuff. We do this right here. I'm just dead wrong. This is going to be a key area. If we don't start to turn cracking above this overnight high, this is the next area, right? Still want to be short, but we come up here and start to dance around and don't find sellers. We don't start to reverse from up here. That's going to look like trash. It's also just going to be more difficult to expect a lower probability for then a larger move to the downside that would generate a nice W on this. No ES. Oh, nice. Yeah, we'll see. We'll have to see. Hey, I got a question for you guys in chat. I dropped some information on the custom OCO brackets, the position brackets. If you trade on Project X, with another prop firm, not Top 1 Futures, did you get the update that gives you custom one cancels the other brackets over here, where you see how I can show this up here, where I'm able to enable auto OCO brackets or the traditional position brackets? Let me know in chat. Curious to hear. If you trade on Project X with a prop firm other than Top 1 Futures, because obviously Project X is just the platform. If you use another prop firm because you can't use a live account, let me know if you got that update, because I thought that it was for everybody on Project X, but then what I've seen so far is that it wasn't on other Project X accounts. Tom Moore is making this market is painful. Still waiting for my confirmation to get short on NQ or ES. Yeah, I would agree with that. Just painfully slow moving. JB, yes. Nice. JB, what firm do you trade with that's not top one? Rhombus says, I use Bull Knox. We did not get it there. I only see it on top one. Because Top Step did get it. Top Step did get it. I know that. They didn't have it last week when Top One had it, but the platform for Project X there did get it as well. There you go. Yeah, TS. Got you. Oh. Yeah, man, I need another cup of coffee. This is going to put me to sleep. Slow grind to the upside here. Hanging out. Slow moving market. Indicative of a Monday, though, right? Nothing too crazy. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, man. Still pushing the upside. No reversal off of this overnight high level. Just a slow grind to the upside. Not a whole lot of volume behind it. Not a strong CVD. Almost flat up here. Now that we got all the way up to the 6,300s. If you take a look, here's what I'm talking about, right? The growing strength of the cumulative volume delta, right? Even on that push up here. Now, as price is rising, we just kind of have a flat. We actually declined a little bit in some of these instances where price was kind of flat here. Cumulative volume delta, that would be in favor of my short trade here. But so far, just a slow grind to the upside. Continuing to take out liquidity up above. Not really finding sellers. Could be in for that slow grind all the way up to a stop. Above prior week high, prior day high, and just putting in a nice green candle. Just another one of the days to the upside. Not a whole lot of a pullback or a good way to get long outside of just long off of VWAP. I've talked about it a lot. I've studied it. I think it's a great setup. It doesn't really fit with how I trade personally. And it would just be such a completely different play to take that would be kind of counter to what I do, overall. But something like this, right? Something like this, just small break and retest, and then a trade even up towards overnight high. I think my continuation trades are going to be wide stop loss, wide take profit the way that they have been in the past. But let's see. Next area to watch if we continue to push to the upside, which so far, we're trading through the 25s, finding some sellers here, maybe, but no real nice reaction after a sweep of this level like I wanted to see. We started to get some bit of a pullback, but somewhat of a measured move, and we're just continuing these legs to the upside here. Well, let's see what ES has got for me today. Just reading a couple of messages, guys. Taking a look at got going on. Had a couple of dings on Discord here as we're hanging out. But as always, appreciate you guys hopping on, man. Appreciate y'all hopping on. We got a bunch of people on. Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to the show. Say what's up in the chat. If you guys got oh man, there's more spam on this one. If you guys got trading questions, feel free to ask away. Talk about trading, talk about the markets. But continuing to talk about this trade. When I put these trades on, man, I trust my stop, right? I throw my trade on. I sit in drawdown if I have to. And here's the real reason why I like to do that, right? Here's the real reason why I like to do that. This was my trade from This is my trade from Friday, guys. This is my trade from Friday. Now, I don't expect this to happen on every trade, right? Can you guys see this chart? I don't expect this to happen on every trade. I don't even expect it to happen on most trades, right? But here's my trade from Friday. Now, this was a continuation on a break, retest of VWAP, really aggressive post-FOMC push to the upside, right? Nice wide stop loss on this one. We didn't get that. We just trended lower for the morning. We chopped all the way lower. And take a look where this stop loss was. Now, you could, if I looked at this, I'd probably say, that dude's full of shit. That looks like a BS trade. I think he probably just, I don't know, took that somewhere else or he did something differently. Go back and watch the live from Friday. I ended the live as we were pushing back up here, and then I continued to update in Discord, right? This was one trade. This was it. I'm a believer based on trading for long enough and watching crap like this happen and just my own data that shows if I closed here for $500 or here for $700 or down here when everyone and their mother on the chat is asking, why are you still holding on to this trade? It didn't work out. Why don't you just close it? Why don't you just close it here? We're going to trend lower. I generate a worse P&L in the long run, right, over a large sample size of trades. Not that I knew that this was going to happen today on Friday or that I'm some genius, but just trusting my stop personally and not closing out for a loss allows me to hold through trades like this all the way back to profit and to close this profitably the way that I did past this level. And again, my only regret from Friday was not being on the charts all day long the way that I am when I'm here. I was traveling, was home, right, with family. I was playing around with my 3 nieces by the time I had closed this trade. But this thing continued to rocket. It took off all-time highs. It just continued to push. So when I'm in a trade like I am today, right, I feel the same way. Kind of just chill, stress-free. I'm not happy to take losses. I'm not happy to watch a trade all the way down near a stop loss and almost stop me out. But I stick to my process, right? I set a process how I want to approach the markets. I know where I allow discretion and where I don't want to allow for complete flexibility and inconsistency, right? And when it comes to stop loss placement, I give myself some time right after I throw the trade on. Take a look at Bookmap. Take a quick second once you're in the market. Where does that stop loss need to go? Do you accept that risk? Do I accept the $987.50 today for a full loss? Yes. If I do that, I don't mess around with the stop loss. I don't add and draw down. I don't add, all over the place. I don't drag it out wider, tighten it up. I really only move it like a checker piece, right when I put the trade on. And then after that, I let it sit. On the way up into profit, I close with some discretion, right? I hold some trades longer than others. I close out based on a number of market-generated information pieces to my puzzle because I find, again, that over a large enough sample size, that tends to play out in my favor. This is not a great trade, right? This is not some amazing entry. In fact, it's a trash entry. This is not some magical thing that happened on Friday. But I think this is a demonstration of how I didn't do anything besides put the trade on and sit in pain, right, in drawdown, and allowed my process to work out, right? If you set a goal to put a stop loss in and then not close it halfway or 3/4 or 80% of the stop loss, don't do it. Just let the stop loss get hit on another day that gets taken out, right? But I never will get to this day if I close down here on every trade, right? And in my opinion, if I want to close down here, my stop loss should just be there in the first place. So if nothing else, I think this was an example of putting your stop in, right? Trusting where that stop is, accepting your risk, being comfortable taking that full stop, and then just letting the damn trade play out one way or the other. Because if you're constantly doing something different and jacking up the trade in between, you never catch when it comes all the way back and runs into profit, right? That's my thought process. So as I'm sitting in another one from in drawdown, and maybe today it just continues all the way to stop loss. In fact, I think it's very unlikely that I ever get that close and don't take a full stop out. I sit patient. That's it. So that was my trade from Friday. It was fun when it happened. I was, posting memes, diamond hands, hold your trades, the whole thing, when it comes back. But trust your process, man. Whatever it is, being able to just follow your set of rules is half this game. Because if you can just follow your approach, your set of rules, you can find what's working and what's not working. So even if you're losing money following your set of rules, even if you are don't have an edge, if you follow it into loss, you're able to adjust from there. If you do something different every day and you add another indicator and you size crazy and it's trend following and then reversals and then breakouts and then break and retest and then 47 different indicators and then order flow and then footprint chart, you never collect any data and find what works for you and what doesn't work for you, right? So do something with some consistency, track it, find what's working, do a little bit more of that. Find what's not working, do a little bit more of that. Gain experience, discretion along the way. That's how to make money trading. That's how to get better at trading. It's my humble opinion. Markets are very random on the short term, much more consistent on the long term. So that was my Friday. Hang on to it. Today, let's see. Approaching prior day high, approaching prior week high. We blast through, take a stop. What am I going to do, chat? Am I doing anything crazy? I'm going to start dragging the stop loss around. I'm going to start adding in over here, averaging down, closing out trades early, flip, reverse, buy it now. No, none of that crazy stuff. But my alert did just go off on YM. Brian, I know you're taking a W. Beautiful. All the way up. Nice rotation all the way back up above these overnight highs, Asia, London highs, and YM. All the way back up to that 63. We're trading 46, 636 in YM. Very nice. Very nice. Let's see. Well, I got stuck. Got stopped. BGF2. Now I'm sitting on my hands. I think he is just going to go to daily high, sweep, and then hit the downside. We'll see. That trade was just lucky. Yeah, I don't believe in luck, Jim Jacks. There's no luck in these markets. There's variance. There's positive and negative variance that feels like luck. But it all comes back around. I don't feel lucky when I win, and I don't feel lucky when I lose. Or unlucky when I lose, right? If I take a stop today, I don't say, oh, I'm unlucky. And then when I take a win, I say, oh, I was lucky. Just process. That's how I feel. Yeah, definitely, man. Have to talking. Yeah, I was saying to close. Yeah, it's again, man. It's not that closing is wrong for another person, right? It's hard to grasp this, right? But a good example of this is I've had traders on the show. Randy is a good example. I've had traders on the show that have taken the opposite trade as me on the same instrument multiple times, and we both come out winning, right? Different approaches, different strategies, right? If you're scalping, on the 15-second chart, you're going to trade very, very differently. Just following your approach. Find what works for you. Small world. I guess we're talking about different places. Is it better to trade smaller? Not necessarily. In general, I think most traders are trading way too big. Most traders are taking on way too much size and way too much risk and losing out. I also find, and this is just a overgeneralization, most traders I find are trading with very tight stops and very big risk to reward, and they're putting the game in expert mode. They're making it very difficult for themselves. But, you know, maybe you are scalping, right? Maybe you're trading very aggressively. It's not as simple as that. It's better or worse to trade smaller or bigger. You know, I wish it was, but it depends. Unfortunately, depends. Oh, let's see. Trade was crazy. That's crazy. You guys were talking about a whole bunch of different stuff. No, we didn't run a giveaway yet. How long have you been trading futures? I came over from futures. I came over from Forex and CFDs to futures in the end of 2023, beginning of 2024. Have that right? Beginning of 2023, end of 2024. Yeah. A year and 7 months or so, 8 months, as far as futures go. In the markets for quite a few years before that. Really heavily focused on trading for not as long as I was in the markets, right? I think a lot of people start that way, investing or just not taking it seriously. No sellers today, man. No sellers today. Slow grind higher. Let's see. This is the last key level on my chart. We're 3-4 points above it already. Just not showing up today. Not at all showing up. Been long since 67.10. Beautiful, man. Very nice. Very nice. I'll say on Friday, we ended up taking the same trade, and I was just riding the drawdown, so closed my laptop and opened it back up later and was in the green. I was very surprised. Nice. Yeah, you know, that's how it goes. Again, that's not everybody's process, right? And I'm not, and a lot of people interpret it like, oh, well, this is what you should do. This is what's best, right? And I don't think that that's the case. What I'm trying to demonstrate from that trade on Friday is following your process, even when it's not fun to do. Following your process, your approach to the markets, even when it's painful, right? And it doesn't feel good. And internally, you're like, well, you know, we're very risk-averse humans in general, you know? And flipping that on its head, doing the opposite, right? That Tom Hogarth, Mark Douglas, you know, way of thinking, I think is really helpful. I think that's really necessary as traders to reflect on. So, you know, whatever that is, and maybe it's the exact opposite, right? Maybe you find, right? You look at your data and you find that 9 out of 10 trades that go halfway to your stop loss go all the way to your stop loss. And that means that you have to tighten up aggressively on stop losses, and you have to take a lot of losses in the pursuit of larger profits, right? Maybe that's what your data calls for. And that might not be easy to do. It might not be fun to do. But in the pursuit of actually making money trading, you know, you're going to try to do that, you know? That's important. Spam on Kick. What's up, guys, on Kick? David, Top Stock X got the silly OCO stuff today. Nice. Yeah, I think it's interesting. I did a video about it. If you guys are interested, the OCO stuff is like a pain in the ass, in my humble opinion. It's nice that we finally got it, and I don't like to complain, but it's not terribly easy to use. But I made a video about it. If you guys are interested, it's on YouTube. You can check that out. 10:54. So, as we are hanging out here, chat, I think you guys know what time it's about to be. I will say I dealt with somebody spamming my giveaway form on Friday and was super annoying. I haven't come up with an exact way to prevent that. I think somebody's already gotten over on me one time. It happens. I do a ton of giveaways, but so for the time being on this one, I'm gonna make sure this account comes from top one. It's an added layer because just so you're aware, I tell them I'm going to tell them going forward to make sure that if they've won an account from me before, I want to know about it so I can make sure that it's not somebody that's using multiple different names and email addresses, and you can't change your email address. So the email address that you put on this giveaway form is the one that the account is going to be sent to and the one that you have to utilize. If you do something different, you're just not going to be able to do it. So that's going to hopefully prevent people that are filling it out multiple times with multiple different emails. If you open up an account with top one under a different name and email, you're going to get banned. You're going to get banned once you get to a payout potentially, and they realize what you've done. If you're trading from the same IP address under a different name and email, or you were trading from another account and now you're trading a new account from the same IP address, you're going to get banned. So this is all me telling you, don't spam the giveaway form. Don't waste your and my time, man, and everybody else's. It'd be great if you didn't do that. I do everything free, and I make it open to everybody, and I don't make you do 47 things. So inevitably, it opens the door for all the scammers and schemers to run the game, and I get it. I'm not even going to fault you guys. But just don't do that. Just don't do that, okay? So, anyway, it's about to be giveaway time, guys. We're about to run a duck race. We got a ton of people on these. We got 33 likes so far. You guys hit like 110 or 120 on Friday. I'm going to make it easy. I'm going to make it real easy. I'm going to make it so everybody right now can hit the like button and we can hit this. Run it up to 70 likes. Run it up to 70 likes. And we'll go ahead and run this one. We got almost 60 sitting on here right now. If all of you guys on YouTube hit the like button, I am very confident that we'll be able to drop this form. So go ahead, run this up to 70 likes on YouTube, and we will give away a top one futures 50K Ignite or straight to funded Sim Pro. I'm not sure which one it's going to be because I'm not sure if the 50K Ignite automatic funded accounts are officially done. I believe they are, which means I can't even give them out. But go ahead and run this one up. It's going to be for an instant funded account. It's going to come straight from Top One Futures. We're going to get this one handled. And hopefully I can find a way to filter everybody that's trying to scam and get over on me in the 47 different ways that they do. And I'll be able to run a whole bunch even more giveaways. But you guys are making it, not you guys. There's one or two people that have made it a problem. Run this bad boy up, and we'll run a duck race. As I'm watching this trade move painfully to a stop loss, slow grind to the upside. Got to take the sell button off the chart. Time to take the sell button off. It's just abysmal here. Ugh. But we trust our trades, trust our stops, put them on without reservation or hesitation, and allow the trade to play out. Try not to get too jacked up when we're winning. Try not to get too pissed off when we're losing. Yeah, we got the form ready to roll. Got the duck race ready to roll. Let's run the likes up, guys. Remember, free means free. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to hit the like button. You don't have to subscribe. You can do whatever you want to do. I'm going to be here trading almost every damn day live, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Free on YouTube. David from Kick. Yeah, the OCOs could have been done better. Maybe they rework it some. Yeah, I think they're going to update it, man. I think they're going to update it. I don't know why they didn't just do it like a normal OCO order right on the order card. I think that would have been a whole lot easier. But, yeah. I'll save some comments because I think they're going to update it. All right. 55 likes, 54 likes. We're looking for 70. Let's see if you guys can't run it up. If you guys are on YouTube, I'll give you the. Oh, excuse me. If you guys are on X, I'll give you the link to YouTube. You could hang out on X. You could hang out on Kick. I'm streaming everywhere, and I want to be able to to get you guys the forms as well. But if you wanted to hop over, especially from X, I'm going to keep streaming on X. I'm posting more on there. But I can't see your comments. I can't read anything that you write. I don't see all the likes and stuff. I can't interact from the one platform that I use to stream. So if you want to be able to chat and interact and all that fun stuff, feel free to hop over to YouTube. If not, do whatever you want to do. Yeah, form's not live yet, guys. Form's not live yet. Ugh. 70 likes. We drop a form in the chat. You guys fill it out. Basic contact information. No purchase necessary. And we will run a giveaway. That's how it works. Let's see, chat. Almost done. Almost time for day drinking. Oh, wait, I don't live in Florida anymore. Ducks. Yeah, we got Ducks in the chat. We talked about that. Good morning. What's up, Daily Tell? What's happening? Let's see. 85% win rate. And besides Big Red Day, I'm consistently profitable. Yeah, got to prevent those Big Red Days, man. This market slowly grinding higher. This looks like the stop, man. Really not getting any kind of rejection unless we start to nosedive after this at some point. But no real rejection. Huge move out of YM continuing to push to the upside. NQ continuing to push to the upside. Slow grind higher. Not a choppy no news Monday. Takeoff trend day after the open. Quick retest of VWAP. And just an absolute straight shot to the upside. Nearly no pullbacks. That's how I'm reading this. This is what we got today. Like absolutely just slow trend to the upside. Probably difficult, even if you were looking for a long, even if you were trading this to the long side, to find a way in without any kind of pullback. But this just looks like we want to go and trade higher. To the upside, as far as, I'm not taking any more after this. This is going to be a one and done. Continuing the back and forth of these accounts, unfortunately, of this 7-pack of Straight to Sim Pro that are going to be the death of me, I think. I don't know. Maybe the 740s, 50s, maybe. I don't know why we would just turn from up there. Not a choppy day, though. Not a choppy day. Clean trend pushing directly higher. Every single 15-minute bar that's printed since before the open, has just from 9 a.m., has just been a consecutive bullish 15-minute bar, not breaking below or even getting close to prior bar low. Just a big push to the upside. On the 1-minute chart, you see what that looks like, a slow grind higher. Let's see. Ducks. How do you spend the form? I have enough time filling it out once. Yeah, don't fill the form out more than one time. There we go. We got 70 likes in the chat. Say you guys did that, no problem. All right, guys, here we go. It's giveaway time. Remember what I just said. Do me a favor. Don't waste my time. Don't waste your time. Don't waste everybody else's time. The account's going to come. I know you don't care about me asking for it because now we got the scammers in. The account's going to come straight from Top 1 Futures. You're only allowed to have one account from Top 1 Futures with one email. You will have to use the same email that you put on the giveaway form, okay? You can't win it for somebody else and send it to somebody else. You can't fill it out 47 times. If you've won already, I'm going to know about it, right? So just be smart and don't waste my time, please. I will make sure I ban you and make sure that you're never able to fill out another form. Don't do that. We run duck races here, do giveaways. We have done giveaways every damn day for quite a while now. So just hop on and get a chance to win in the future. For you guys on X, I'm going to give it over to you at X as well. Try to be nice to everybody. But form is in the chat. Go ahead and get it filled out. Give you guys 10 minutes. As we grow, I have more and more people that miss the form and then don't get it filled out. Feel free. And as you're filling this one out, I'll give you one more piece of information. I was running these mostly towards the end of the stream, mostly around the same stream. For the rest of the week, get ready. It's not going to be at the same time. I'm telling you right now, giving you the heads up. If you try to hop on right at 11 o'clock, you're probably going to have missed it. Or maybe we run it right at the beginning. Haven't even done that one yet. You might hop on here this week and see the form immediately live. Immediately live. No light count. Just throwing that out there. I try to give the heads up. It's supposed to be random days, random times. It hasn't been random days because it's been every single day. But I'm going to get back to random times. So there's your fair warning. Don't wait to hop on into the afternoon or into the middle of the morning and expect this one to go live at a certain time. Giving you the heads up now. Is to reward everybody that's on these streams the whole time. Just hit the long button and go to sleep every day. Yeah. Yep. Just hold it long. Yep. Anyway, guys, form is in the chat. Go ahead and get that one filled out. Also, remember, you have to be here to claim it. If you fill it out and then leave, you don't win. You got to be here to claim it in the chat. You have to stay on the live stream. That's part of it. Be right back, guys. All right. Let's see what we got rolling. Let's see. We got giveaways. We got responses rolling in. Market pushing higher. Looks like it wants to stop me out. We got some selling pressure up here, but that don't look like a really strong high that's getting put in. We'll have to see. But in the meantime, we're going to get somebody funded with an instant funded account from Top 1 Futures. Shout out Top 1 Futures. If you want to check out Top 1 Futures, you don't want to do a giveaway. You just want to get the best deal. You want to check out an instant funding prop firm. Here is the deal and the link. Link is in the chat. Here's the deal they got running right now. 40% off the instant funded accounts. These are my favorite accounts, guys. Somebody was asking in the chat in Discord yesterday, you know, what the best, what's up? I see Micro Time. I see some of you guys in chat. Yeah, I'll read some messages in a little bit. This is my favorite account. I'm a favorite. I like the widest rule set, the best rule set, and I'm happy to pay more for it, right? I think it depends on your capital allocation, your experience, your preference of rule set, your style of trading, right? What the best account for you at every prop firm or even across different prop firms is going to be, right? Personally, I like the instant funded accounts, right? I think people that are better, that have more capital for trading, that have more experience, that maybe are also trading live accounts, the wider rule set stuff just makes more sense. So these accounts are badass. 40% off. The 25K, the 50K, you're able to trade up to 5 of them. That's the additional promo they're running for this. Code RDF gets it done. Better than the email, the website, everywhere else. Code RDF is going to do it for you. Shout out Top 1 Futures. And remember, guys, as I always say, I'm partnered, I'm affiliated, I stand to make money, so I can't be unbiased. That's the definition of not being able to be biased. So do your own research and make your own decisions. right? Head to the site, read the rules for yourself. Say, hey, Zach, I think those accounts suck, and I don't want any of them. And I'd say, cool, man. You're a smart human. You went and you did your own research, and you came to your own decision. You used your cognitive decision-making abilities to determine and discern that something was a good opportunity for you or not a good opportunity for you. I'd say, good job. Oh my God, man! You guys are gonna make it. You guys are gonna make it difficult for me. Got the same idiot spamming the form. How am I gonna deal with this in the future? How am I gonna deal with this in the future? This is interesting because I can't ban a person that has. I can't ban a person that has. Yeah, man. I'm gonna run it as long as I can, but. Unfortunately, I got, it's still going. Yeah, yo, to the dude spamming the form, just stop wasting your time. You're just wasting everybody's time on here, man. I'm gonna not wasting everybody's time. You're wasting my time. I'm going to take you off of it individually of everyone, and then if you do win, you're using different emails. There, you're still spamming the form. You can stop filling it out now. Yes, the person that's just filled the form out. You can stop filling it out. I'm watching it happen live. Nope, still going. What a fucking waste of time. What an idiot. Yep. Oh, what a waste of time. I think your name is some combination of Parish. You've won before, which is even more disappointing. That you won and then you have to try to spam the form to win again rather than just come on and get good luck. But I complained about it on Thursday or Friday, whatever day the person did the same thing. So anyway, if you're the idiot that's spamming the form, you're not going to win, even if you start using different names and emails, which you are, because I could tell. So anyway, last minute here, guys. We'll get you guys finished up. Yeah, listen, we got plenty of cool Indians or people from India. I don't know what the right word is. This person happens to be Indian, but I'm not going to say that has anything to do with them being the person that's spamming the form. Let's not make it about anything that it's not. It's just one individual that's still filling it out. I'm watching him do it right now. You can stop now, bro. I'm assuming you have the volume on. You can stop. You filled it out like 20 times. You're just wasting my time because I have to try to manually take you out as I do the duck race. And then if you win it, I'm going to know that it's you because we've already talked before. And even if you come at me with a different email or Discord name, it's coming straight from top one. Like I said, I physically am not going to be able to send the money anymore. You guys are going to you're going to ruin part of it. Or unfortunately, the scammers are going to ruin part of it. But anyway, last minute, guys, before the form gets filled out, before the form gets shut off, we'll go ahead and stop accepting responses. We'll run a duck race. We'll get somebody funded. I'm going to go ahead and use your YouTube usernames today. Let's run it. All right, guys, last 60 seconds to get the form filled out, and then we're going to hang out for a minute because I'm going to try to weed out the scammer that needed to spam the form again today. I'm going to have to go through and try to ban 1,000 different usernames on Hope Top One bans his clown. Yo, check it out. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to go even further with it. Let me throw this one at you guys for sure. To the person that's spamming the form and anybody else that's continuing to do it, I'll make it even further. If you spam the form and you win, right? And I don't take you off somehow by not recognizing that you spammed the form, and then you end up winning, I'm going to make sure that you're not able to trade with top 1 anymore because you tried to scam your way out of their giveaway, right? Because they are part of a lot of these, not all of them, but a lot of them. And I'm going to do what I can to get you blacklisted at any other firm, right? That's taking a stretch out there because not all of them cooperate that way. But I'm definitely going to do what I can to make sure that you are never going to trade a top 1. So anyway, try not to spam the forum. You just waste my time and everybody else's, and you make it nearly impossible for me to run giveaways. So anyway, to everybody else on here, thanks for being here, guys. Thanks to all the people, the 9 out of 10 of you, the 99% of you that didn't spam the forum. Y'all are awesome. And there's always somebody that's going to try to ruin it, but we're going to keep running giveaways. We're going to figure a way around it. Let's get ready to run the Ducks. That's enough BS. Let's run it. Let's run it. As this trade started to stall out up here. Just getting this one set up, guys. And then I know you guys were chatting it up, and I'm trying to do this real quick, but I'll read back through the chat as the Ducks are running. No. Oh, we got all the OGs in here today. Yeah, all the OGs. Let's go. Sorry for this taking a little bit longer, but I'm not going to complain anymore. Like I was just complaining enough about the person that spammed this. Hella annoying, but let's see. My bad, guys. Taking a second. I know this is taking an extra second. Let's go. Oh, let's see who's getting funded today, chat. Who you got? We had some OGs winning last week. Wolf ran it back, won a couple times. All right. Let's see what we got. Now. We got 82 ducks in a row. We got all our ducks in a row. We got, just to take a quick look at CVD on this trade and book map. I'm still short, guys. Hold on. Here's the trade sitting in drawdown. Still short. If you guys missed it, we are back down to prior day high, prior week high. This don't look too bad. Still alive. Not great. I like this down here where we're starting to drop off a little bit. I like the selling pressure, the selling volume that came in. We'd have to see a nice crack in a continuation. I think it's unlikely that we don't wick back up above this high. My stop loss is right in here. That's not going to present me with a great, opportunity to stay in if we got to crack higher before we come lower. This looks like a stop, but that's part of the game, man. That's part of the game. That's how this goes sometimes. So in the meantime, we're going to give away an instant funded account from Top 1 Futures. We're going to ban the scammers. We're going to make sure that nobody trying to take away from everybody else is going to win an account. And yeah, actually, I'm going to, I know what I'm going to do. If you trade with Top 1, oh, yeah, I'm going to ruin it for you. I'm not even going to say what I'm going to do. I've just figured it out. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and spam the form. Now I got a really good idea. Wait, that's going to come back and bite you guys. All right. Let's see. Let's see the chat real quick, guys. Let's see what we got. Wolf deserved those. Let's go. Yeah, Wolf. Wolf, I got to follow up with you. I know you were waiting on a second one. I'll follow up with you. Somebody actually no, it's all good. All good, man. Part of it. Let's say giveaway's done. We are about to run it right now. Form in the chat. Yeah, you guys figured it out. Let's see. Jesus loves him too. Yeah, man. Listen, man, I get it. Not everybody's in a great spot, and I understand. They're everybody's trying to do what they can. I understand it, man. I have empathy for everybody, right? Even somebody that's wronging me and everybody else. I get it. I understand. Unfortunately, there's repercussions for your actions, so you're gonna have a hard go of it. And I just figured out what's gonna happen. With all the information that I have now. All right. That's enough. Yeah. I read all the way back up. Cool. Here we go. Scammer gonna get to a payout and don't withdraw. Ah, shit! Don't give it away, man. That was part of the idea. Was just to let the person trade the account to let Top 1 know who it was. Let the person trade the account after they win, and then get to the payout and say you scammed the form. And you wasted 30 days of trading. You made it all the way to the payout, and now you get banned. No, that'd be really good. No, man, I'm going to try to simplify this stuff. There's always something, right? It's like this game of cat and mouse. They're always trying to find a way in. So it's just part of it. I do everything free, right? As part of doing stuff free. There's no paywall, right? You don't have to do something crazy. It's just an open Google form. So same with Discord, right? I get a ton of impersonators and scammers. All right, guys, we got 2 minutes on the clock. This is for a 50K instant, one of the 50K instant funded accounts from Top 1. It's either going to be an Ignite automatic funded 50K or a straight to sim funded pro 50K based on what's still available. So you're getting one of two, no challenge, no activation 50K accounts. You don't have a choice. It's going to come straight from Top 1. If the Ignite 50K, which is what this is supposed to be, is still available, that's the one you're going to get. If not, it's going to be a straight to funded sim pro. Good luck, everybody. If you don't win today, you got a chance to win tomorrow or the next day after that. Let's run it. Let's run it. Let's go. Oh, that would be choice. Zach is an honest person who couldn't win the account, but maybe deserves it more if the spammer. Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, 100%. We're not going to let scammers take away from anybody here. Believe me, guys. They'll get over on me before they get over on you guys, right? That like if someone ends up taking one away, I'm running like 2 the next day. You know what I'm saying? Minimum days to get to a payout. Yeah, with top 1, there's a couple different things. Almost every account has a 10 minimum trading days to pay out. You can take it off for an additional fee to have no minimum trading days. But in the instant sim funded pro accounts, the Ignite automatic funded accounts, and the instant funded account, the standard is 10 minimum trading days. 10 minimum trading days. All right, let's see. Trump Duck, let's go. Get the ducks in the chat. 40 seconds to go before someone's getting funded with an instant funded account. I try to not announce it until the end because everybody hits stop losses. But let's see what we got. Yeah, we got a mix. For a while, we had only the naked ducks winning. Now we seem to have a good mix of all of the crazy different costume ducks winning. Let's see. 19 seconds to go. David, JB, Rob, Cyril up top. Jeremy. I don't know how to pronounce that one. The Superman duck. Wick for stops. Freeze X. Cook Smith down on the bottom. The number 1 duck. Oh, I was close. Up top was making for a run for it. Cook Smith, the number 1 duck. Who is this? Let me go by your guys' crazy names. Let's see who we got. TV bots, where you at, my man? In YouTube. There he is. Cook Smith. Smith out of nowhere, down on the bottom. W's in the chat for Cook Smith. Congratulations, my man. You are the winner. There you go. Finally a W. We got another OG. We got another OG in the chat taking a win. Hello, congratulations. To the person that's asking, how do I participate? Every day, every day, let's say random days, random times, every week, because technically I just maybe not be every day. Random days, random times on the live stream. I will drop a form. I typically ask for an amount of likes, but I drop a Google form in chat, which I might have to change in the future because there's so many scammers. No purchase necessary. You fill it out. I give you guys about 10, 15 minutes to get the form filled out, and then we run these duck races. That's how you participate. Hella congratulations in the chat. Congrats, Cook Smith. Well done, man. It's just going to be the one today, guys. Cook Smith, I will be reaching out to you. Actually, Top 1 Future is going to be reaching out to you straight to your email after this live session. All right. That's not the right one. That's the right one. Let's hop back over to this trade. Unfortunately, that is still in drawdown. Guys, what am I going to do? I'm going to hang on to this bad boy. Whole lot of nothing. See if we can't get some kind of reversion down. We did not get a any selling pressure, any reversion. Back to VWAP after this level right here. Started to chop up here above prior day high, prior week high. But it looks like a strong day, man. Breaking above highs, just continuing this bullish run higher. Not getting selling pressure just yet. But remember, guys, if you want to check out Top 1 Futures before we wrap it up, here is the current discount running. Link is pinned in the chat. Code RDF gets you the best deal. No wasting time in evals, straight to funded. Remember, I'm partnered. I'm affiliated. I stand to make money. I can't be unbiased if I stand to make money. Do your own research. Make your own decisions. Along with that, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Make sure you do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Trading is very risky. Most traders lose money. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, what you saw today. Even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content like Top 1 Futures, Code RDF, Bookmap, and others. Hope you guys have an awesome rest of the day. Congratulations. W's in the chat for the man who won the instant funded account. Stick to those guns. I can tell you the chairs colluding with the market makers. Yeah, chairs colluding. Yeah. Congrats. We got giveaways all week. We got live trading all week right here, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Thanks for being on. Hop in the Discord if you're not in the Discord and you want even more options to win because I run giveaways across X, like I have one running for multiple instant funded accounts on Twitter right now. Or just hop on here in the live sessions because I yap about all of it. Talk to you guys soon. Thanks for being here. Have a great rest of the day. Trade well.